Today on Suncoast View, Manatee County wants to make big changes to our parks. What can we expect? We'll discuss.
It gets harder for all of us to get around as we age, including our four-legged friends. We'll help our dog's mobility today with Canine Corral.
It's the first day of spring, and that means we can pick the perfect new accessories for warmer weather with Treat Boutique. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and Stephanie and Linda Carson are both off, but they will be back. I keep telling our viewers, I think they're getting nervous. Yeah. Well, not today. We don't need them because we have the two of you. Please, a big welcome to Jeffrey Kin, the Artistic Director of the Players Center.
Thank you, thank you, thank
you. And
you.
Linda Larson, one of our favorite funny, motivational speakers and an all-around great gal. So. It's going to be a good day.
It's a trio kind of day.
Yes. Now we do miss the ladies. I'm only kidding, and I don't want to get an email. I hate when they're not here, but I'm very happy to have two of our greatest guest hosts here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love to be here because I get to visit my husband at work and see what he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, John Scalzi. Well, he's busy today. The whole Weather Center is busy today because even though it is the first day of spring, happy spring to everyone here on the Suncoast, it might not have felt like it today. I know that we're having some weather coming our way, and so if you have not already downloaded the ABC7 First Alert weather app, this is a great time to do it. And I would say that even if I didn't work here.
Right.
But it is very, very helpful and does let you know when these things are coming. So keep a close eye on that.
For people like me that do not pay attention to the weather, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a storm. So.
And it's very valuable information. It will give you kind of predictions out. So if you have plans next weekend or something and you're constantly checking, this is a great resource for you. But enough of the weather, because we're going to keep the sunshine going, at least here today, with one of our favorite people in the kitchen. A big welcome back to Julie DeFonts. Welcome. What are we making today? I think I can guess.
Cake.
I think cake.
Wow.
Maybe cake.
And not just any cake. Julie DeFonts Artistry, she does amazing, amazing cake design. So later on, we're going to get a chance to learn some tips, right?
Yes, I'm going to show you how to frost and fill your own cake.
Oh. Yeah. And now, I don't know that anyone will be calling us as we get into wedding season, but it's a great excuse to learn how to decorate
my
a piece
question
of
is,
art.
do we get to eat it?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even better. Sugar rush, we love it.
Yes, that would just be cruel to have you do all the work and not get to eat it. Well, we can't wait to join you, and we're actually going to steal Julie a little later on in the show to learn some of her tips and to see some of her works of art that couldn't make it through the door. We're talking some big cakes here. Yeah. But before we dive into our hot topics, Jeffrey, I know that there's always a lot of things happening at the Players Center, but there's two things coming up for the kids.
Right.
Tell us about this weekend, this Saturday at Lakewood Ranch.
Well, we have our Jack and Annie reading series, and it really is a great way to get kids engaged theatrically, but at the same time reading. So we offer them the book so they can follow along, but then Jack and Annie are there in character reading and acting it out as they go. So it's great for little kids and their parents sit with them. It's really adorable. It's out at the Polo Grounds. There's a beautiful little home there that we go to, and it's a delightful way of getting kids engaged. And because it's a little bit more theatrical, it fits in perfectly with our mission at the Players, because we want to make sure we put our little artistic touch on things and getting kids active.
Yes, and exposed to storytelling and theater at a young age is key.
Yeah, and then they get to meet Jack and Annie and they get to sign autographs, and I mean, it's a really delightful way of getting the little ones. I think it's good for most kids, because then there's the older kids are actually reading and following along too. So
that's great.
It's a win-win.
That'll be this Saturday, March 24th at the Sarasota Polo Club. I know while you're still waiting for the big move for the Players to go to Lakewood Ranch, you still have a strong presence there.
We're doing lots of stuff. Yes.
And if the kids love the storytelling, you have a Broadway boot camp that starts next week. So parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, if there are kids that you think would benefit, tell us about what this week will offer.
Well, really, there are kids like when I was a kid, when my parents were like, he's singing into the hairbrush, what do we do? Or he's singing to the cattle, and he's on the farm, he's doing things weird, he's dancing. So what do we do with them? And often they just need a little time on stage. And if you have a professional there, that kind of helps guide them, then all of a sudden they're learning, they're staying creative, they're being active, their phones are down, and they're actually able to learn something. And as you and I were talking about, sometimes those early times when you're able to have fun and it's not work, it sets you up for potential careers and job opportunities and how you speak with people and how you work with others. So it's not just creating a great actor, it's really building a better grown-up, which
all
is what we like to do.
that will be valuable as they become adults.
Some of the
Acting, singing,
number
dancing.
one thing I think is it builds this level of confidence in kids because they can get up. You know how awkward they feel at that age? All of a sudden they get up, they do something, people go, yes, and they go, me?
Yes.
Really?
In our summer
I
camp,
love it.
in our summer camp, we had a little kid who was a stone, and he was so nervous he couldn't go on as a stone. And then he watched the performance.
played a stone.
He played
I
a
thought you
stone.
meant that he was stoic.
He was a
Sorry.
rock. No, he was a rock. And then he watched it. He watched it go through, and the next time he went out. And now he's doing leads for us 4 years later.
This is great. So you can find out more about any of these programs that the Players are offering by visiting their website, of course, theplayers.org. Great things. I know some parents and grandparents are a little nervous too with school off next week. What are we going to do with the kids? So this is a great option. Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And we all value our green space here on the Suncoast, and Manatee County is now making Parks and Rec a higher priority. The county is assembling a Parks, Rec, and Open Space master plan to provide better amenities and programs for an area that could grow close to 500,000 people in the next 25 years. Park officials see a need for more air-conditioned space for indoor activities. A hub and spoke method is being considered. That's where they'll have a larger regional facility and then smaller local buildings for neighborhoods. Residents have also said that they want a major linear path, something like Sarasota's Legacy Trail that would connect a bunch of the outdoor spaces. What do you think about this initiative?
I love this so much. I can't even tell you. We live in a place where we can be outside, where we can enjoy so many aspects of this city, and to enhance it like that, yes, I am in. I love that.
On my last vacation, I was talking to Marcos about what the Japanese call forest bathing. And it's literally getting out into the open, it's breathing, it's looking, it's observing, and how that reinvigorates you, but it also engages all of your senses. And it is like a little mini vacation if you can get out and get away from all the technology and everything. I think there's nothing better. You will see healthier people who tend to go out and enjoy the fresh air and sunshine sometimes.
Yes, and I just love that Manatee County said this is important to us and that we have to have a master plan for our outdoor space. And you look at, if they're going to have smaller facilities, what this could open up for sporting teams and events. Because right now, if everyone's fighting for the same event space on a Saturday afternoon, well, you can't have any growth in extracurriculars.
Well, also you want to make sure that people aren't building things where now you need green space, and so there does have to be well thought out.
That's a great point, especially as we see more and more development. They're putting out their arms and saying these are the lines for our outdoor space.
Yeah, I love
Good
that.
for them.
Kudos to Manatee.
Yeah.
I'm always very happy for what our neighbors to the north are doing.
Yes.
All right, Facebook. Speaking of kind of the opposite of being outdoors, but Facebook stock is actually being blamed for a big slide in the markets this week. Shares fell after an analytics firm said it was able to collect data on 50 million people's profiles without their consent. So now #delete Facebook is trending. But here's the deal. If you delete, you will flat out lose everything you have ever put out on their platform, including all wall posts and photos. Experts are saying if you do want to take a break from Facebook for a bit, it might be a better choice to deactivate your page. It'll seemingly disappear, but should you ever choose to return, you can just log back in. All right, I have to ask, this is a silly question, but would you ever totally delete Facebook?
Yes.
Oh, bless you. Say more about that.
What are your secrets?
Well, no. I do truly feel that there are people and organizations that are looking into us way more than we would ever know, way below the surface. And it does make me nervous that social media has become so prevalent and it's negative. And I am on my phone all the time. Often it's on Facebook, and I catch myself not enjoying the beautiful weather, not enjoying the wonderful play, not enjoying the people that are around me, and I'm stuck looking at an app. And it is ludicrous to think that that is what we have come to, that we need Facebook all the time. I would absolutely delete it. I would save my pictures, but I would delete it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, how many people now, you don't back up any pictures that you have? I mean, I have family pictures. Most of my life has been documented on Facebook,
Yes,
and I
that's
haven't
true.
backed it up anywhere else.
The elf, what would I do with all my elf
Exactly.
pictures?
Live a nicer life, perhaps.
Well, I'll look at a different perspective on this. I totally hear you, and I get that, and I resent the time I'm on that phone sometimes. And with that said, I feel like it has a place if it's used properly and we're not being invaded by this force. It's a great place to share information, stay connected with people you don't normally connect with. I'm a businesswoman. I post things on there. I've actually had people respond to me and go, hey, you'd be a great speaker for our event. I saw your video. That looks amazing. I would hate to give up that platform. So from that perspective, I wouldn't be willing to give it up, and it allows me to stay in touch with people I want to know about.
Right.
So, but I'm torn.
That's a great point. Now, the point of a lot of people deleting it is that they're nervous now about their personal information being shared. I think one of the things that I saw this morning was if Jeffrey takes a quiz, what color am I? And he acknowledges to give his information, well, now we're realizing his contacts get uploaded as well. And just by me being a friend of Jeffrey's or in his contacts, now my information could potentially be compromised. So this, I think, is the thing that has everybody thinking, is this really worth it anymore?
It's data mining, right?
Yes.
And it's got isn't there rules or regulations about something like that? Or
there's a big discussion of, if you want to unsubscribe from an e-newsletter, it's very easy. You know how to do it. There should be that same type of transparency with Facebook. So we'll keep an eye on it. But if you are going to delete your page, just know you might lose some pictures you don't have anywhere else. Well, changing gears a little bit. We all want to be happy. And we're not saying Facebook will do that for us. But here's the question. Could thinking about achieving happiness too much actually have an opposite effect? In a study released this month, researchers found that thinking about whether you're happy or setting a goal for happiness is actually a big buzzkill. Self-analysis about happiness can actually have the opposite effect. The experts say let happy just happen. They say not to overthink. Now, Linda, great that you're here. You have made a career out of being positive. What do you think about this theory?
I think that happiness is found in this moment, in what you are doing and what you are focused on. I believe that if I'm trying to be happy, I'm focused out there and I'm seeing some elusive thing. Right now, there is tremendous joy to be found in having right here with you guys.
Right.
But if I put myself over there, I lose that. So we're constantly outside of this moment. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So I can see where, I read those studies, and I can see where that is the result if you are focused on out there instead of right here.
It's like the phrase, the pursuit of happiness. If you remove the pursuit of, then it actually does kind of get to where you're talking about.
you are being.
I may have had a great day on the beach last Sunday, and so if I now try to plan a day on the beach in 2 weeks, who's to say that the same feeling will be there? And that's what I think the study goes for.
At the same time, you can recreate those feelings of happiness just by lying in your bed and remembering that day on the beach and the smell of the water and your friends and the sand, and you can recreate that feeling in that moment. But to try to recreate that takes on a whole nother level of your left brain.
And then if you're not successful, then you feel bummed. You're like, well, that wasn't as good as the last time I was on the beach. And so then you're setting yourself up for a little bit of failure at the same time, too.
I think oftentimes happy moments pop up because they were unexpected. And it was like, oh, we had such a great time at that thing we didn't know we were going to be at, or we all ran into each other. So, all right, you might be able to take pieces of happy moments with you, but you can't recreate happiness.
It also means that you
happen.
need to really appreciate it when you're really together and you've got it and it's all working your way.
That's
appreciate
a great point. That's a great point. I appreciate it right now.
Me too.
Well, here's a happy story. A cool story came out from a married couple in China over the weekend. It turns out that their history was more complicated than they thought. This Chinese couple was searching through old photos, and they made this discovery that they almost met 11 years earlier. Close enough that they actually appeared in the same photo. So there she is in the photo on the left. He was in the back of the photo, and then the photo on the right is his photo from that same moment where you can see that she was in the background. So they were at the same place 11 years before, both have photos, hadn't met yet. Isn't that sweet?
That is, yeah, I've often thought all these people that we meet throughout our course of our lives, I wonder if there's not a lot more of that the universe puts people in our way intentionally, and then sometimes it's meant to be, and then sometimes it's not.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
I have one.
Bring it.
John Scalzi and I thought we met in 1996. We at a fundraiser. It turns out we discovered we had met actually about 10, 15 years prior to that. We performed in the same show. We both did South Pacific at the Golden Apple, but you know that the
nurses and
the nurses and
the men's chorus and
they
female
don't
chorus.
really connect a lot. So we were in the same show. We found
Wow.
the playbill,
Isn't that
and we were both
amazing?
there. I don't ever remember him being there.
It wasn't the time.
It wasn't
the
the
time.
right.
Because when it was the time, it certainly was. I love that. I love that feel-good story. Well, what it is time for is the happy hour forecast. We know you're going to want to check in on the weather, but when we come back, we have great news from Gulf Coast Medical Group about how the Suncoast stacks up in a happiness survey.
Plenty of sunshine across the state this morning. We don't have much in the way of any kind of rainfall potential locally, and certainly even across the deep south, things are pretty quiet. You head a little bit further to the north, and we've got, of course, that nor'easter that's beginning to take shape, producing perhaps as much as a foot of snow along the coastline between New York and Boston. Lots of winter weather advisories up there because of the heavy snow anticipated. We have some drier air moving in. That drier air is just a long river of dry air, so we'll have extended forecast featuring lots of sunshine. Now today the winds are out of the north around that area of high pressure, so we're going to have the continual cool air kind of filtering in. So despite the fact that we have plenty of sun, we're just not going to warm that much. Sunny today, rain free for about a week, and cooler for several days. I guess the good news is by the weekend, we'll be back into the mid to upper 70s.
The Suncoast is the proud recipient of some very good medical news. A health ranking survey ranked Sarasota County number 2 in the U.S. for overall health factors and number 6 for overall health outcomes. Dr. Mala Singh from Gulf Coast Medical Group is here to explain the importance of these rankings. Welcome, Dr. Mala.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this is exciting, but we really want to know what it actually means. So, we rank very well. We know now in healthy lifestyle. So, what does that mean as far as the factors?
Well, it's a whole lot of parameters we're looking at. We're comparing ourselves to number 1, which is St. John's, number 2, which is Collier County, and we're looking at different parameters like clinical things like access to health care, exercise, obesity, smoking, all the different things that we've talked about.
So these are the factors that go into determining this overall health outcome where we ranked number 6.
Yes.
So when we look at it's not just a matter of one piece, it's all 4 of these together. So more importantly to our health, what should we be doing better? I mean, how can we improve?
I'd like to see us number 1. And and there's a lot of things we can do. The main focus of what I'm seeing is things like obesity. 1/3 of the adults in the U.S. are obese. Smoking is still a big problem, even with all the education we have out there. Smoking.
Inactivity, I see. Inactivity and access to exercise.
Inactivity to exercise, alcohol-related deaths, STDs are rising in adults and teenagers.
Still in our area, so that is definitely an area for improvement.
Teen births, there's about 200,000 teenagers that give birth every year. So that's a big rising problem, even though it has decreased since the last year, and that may be because of counseling and use of contraceptives, but it's still a problem.
And as you get to see, your patients come through here on the Suncoast, yes, it's great to celebrate that we made the top of a list like this, but there is still this very important need to improve. We shouldn't rest and relax yet.
No, we shouldn't. Access to healthcare is a big problem. We need to get better access, and we need our legislators to do something so every person in the United States has access to healthcare, access to their doctors. Not only that, seeing your doctor is good, but Compliance is a big problem. Just going to see your doctor and meeting with them and getting the recommendations, following the recommendations are very important. So just seeing the doctor and coming home and saying, okay, I saw my doctor, but now I'm not going to follow through with what he has to or she has to say. So that's really important. I see that in the elderly, that Sarasota has a large senior population, and they're very well managed. They have their physicians, they have access to health care, they're very compliant, they worked very hard, they saved up, and they want to live, they want to be happy in their retirement, right? And like we talked about, retirement is a state of mind. Now, retirement and happiness is a state of mind. So, but now with the younger generation, it's a big challenge. They have very poor access to health care. They are struggling, teen moms, single mothers, they're all struggling. Poor access to health care, they're working 2 jobs, they don't have any access to exercise because they're so busy working, taking care of the children. So that's a big problem.
What about room for improvement in mental health services?
Mental health, compared to number 1, we are lacking in mental health providers. And we definitely need more mental health providers in this area.
So, all right. Well, so there's some great takeaways here, and that yes, it's great to be acknowledged, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and it does still rely on each individual. So we don't celebrate yet, but you can find out more by talking to Dr. Mala further. You can find more information at GulfCoastMedicalGroup.com. You can visit their website. Coming up next, we'll learn about luxury cake design with Julie DeFons.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
The 2018 Sarasota County Fair is set to begin March 16th through 25th. This year, there'll be rides for everyone, thanks to Bell City Amusements. Experience your favorite entertainers, along with some new and exciting acts, like the Tiger Encounter, the Kachunga and Alligator Show, comedian ventriloquist Steve Brogan, plus our new and exciting SRQ Schools at its best. And remember, ride armbands all day, every day. The 2018 Sarasota County Fair, March 16th through 25th. See you there.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
No celebration is complete without a cake to bring it all together. But for Julie DeFons, it's way more than a cake. It's a work of art. Julie, your cakes are legendary. They are phenomenal. How much work goes into creating one of these cakes?
Sometimes a lot of work. It could be weeks, it could be months. It just depends on what the client wants, yeah.
Just like a work of art, just like a painting.
Yes.
In fact, we have some pictures here. Tell us what we're looking at.
So this was a wedding I did in Lisbon.
Yes,
okay, various weddings.
It's a beautiful assembly of your work. So we're not talking about, for most of us, we look at a cake, okay, well, it might be a few days or something, but you have to plot out weeks in advance.
Oh yeah, it starts with the whole design process and the communication with the couple, and then all the sugar flowers and the details take a lot of time because they're all made by hand.
And your sugar flowers, I know, are something that you're really, really known for, in addition to all of your work.
Yeah.
How much work goes into making the flowers?
There are some of my flowers that take 8 hours just to make one.
Wow.
One flower,
One
8
flower.
hours.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're hand painting each one of the petals?
Yes. My background is fine arts, so I really get into all the little details, and I think that's what makes my work different and unique, you know.
Well, so wait, how did you go from fine arts to all of a sudden one day going, ooh, I'll take all my talents and put them into making cakes?
Oh, it's a long story. I got into publishing, and but I always liked to bake, and my grandmother was a great baker, and my mom is too, and it just was a natural progression.
Oh my.
I just should have done it sooner, but yeah.
Oh, they're so
Born
gorgeous.
to make cake. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, you've made some really large cakes in your lifetime?
I have. The biggest one so far was 19 tiers.
Wow.
And this year I'm going to top it. This year, this summer in
Is
Portugal.
This is the 19th?
This is the 19 tier, yep. So I have a bride this year who wants something bigger and more elaborate. So it'll take me a while, but I'm going to do it.
Do you need like a step stool to get up to cut the top layers?
I think I'm going to need various ladders, and my husband's an engineer, so he's going to have to help me figure that part of it.
So that's a good question here. So what we can see and appreciate, like even seeing the bride standing next to that cake, we really see the scope of it. What is one of the challenges that the average ordinary person like myself would not realize? Is it transporting the cake?
The worst part is the transportation, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So a cake like that was transported over the course of 2 days, and actually we had difficulty getting it in through the doors of the Ritz. We had to walk around the block outside. There were 6 of us carrying the base part of it, and that was actually kind of funny. It seemed like a reality show, but it wasn't funny at the time. And, you know, you feel this huge sigh of relief when you're done and it's all set up and it's okay, and you know.
My question would always be support, because the higher you go, you've got to be like every half an inch of tilt can be dangerous.
Well, every tier has structure inside of it, so dowels and support, you know.
Oh, good. I was just envisioning this one long dowel all down the center.
There is one down the center, but there are various in all the tiers.
So as you make more elaborate cakes and then the demand becomes greater for more elaborate, you know, you keep setting the bar, what is something that you're working on maybe that's coming up that we can see?
Well, I just think, you know, more elaborate, more unique, more hand painting, just things that are very different from what you've seen before. So people don't want, especially when they ask me, they don't want to copy something, they just want to create something specific for them that no one's seen before.
Wow.
You are one of a kind.
Yes.
There is no, you are in a category of one, Julie.
That's good for me.
That's good for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much. For more information about Julie's luxury cake design, you can visit her website. It's amazing at juliedefense.com. Julie, we can't wait to join you later on in the kitchen. And next, the perfect new accessories for warmer weather with Treat Boutique.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Spring has officially sprung, so it's a great time to check in with our local Suncoast boutiques for some great ideas to transition our accessories from warmer weather. So Nicole Pepidorn is the owner of Treat Boutique in Sarasota. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you for having me today.
You're most welcome. So what are people shopping for now that the weather is getting even nicer?
Well, we're trying to transition from our winter into our spring summer wardrobe, and which this is a great opportunity to do that, kind of do some brighter colors, florals, ruffles, a lot of like bright colors and patterns.
Nice, excellent. And you looks like you've brought some wonderful things with you.
I know, is anything left in the store? You brought a little sampling of everything.
There's a lot of good stuff still left, I promise.
All right, so starting with clothing, over next to Jeffrey.
Love this.
So this is, you're gonna see a lot of this tie up in the front and the kimono sleeve. You'll see this on dresses, and you'll also see it in tops this spring and summer. It's a very flattering look on all ages and all sizes.
Love it.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Gorgeous. And it looks like you can wear it, you know, right off the beach, right to a nice dinner.
To a wedding?
Yes.
I mean, you could totally dress this up, dress it down, depending on your shoes and your bag and your jewelry. That's a great transition piece.
And the fabric looks so thin.
Florida weight.
I love that.
Florida weight, yes.
Yeah, that's thin. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, and it also comes with a slip liner that's not attached that you could use with other items.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's versatile.
Yes.
All right, so speaking of versatile, you carry all types of clothing. Let's talk about the SRQ hats, which I am coveting them so badly I need one.
We do. It's a great hometown pride. It's unisex. The nice thing about it is it's fully adjustable. They wash and wear great.
Oh, nice.
I've lost a few of those in the bay, so yeah. But they're perfect for working out. They're perfect to show your hometown pride when you're traveling. When I travel with mine, people are always like, "Oh, SRQ, that's Sarasota."
Yes,
so, yeah.
yes.
So that's the Aviate brand.
All right, now right next door, something that is near and dear to our hearts, wine accessories.
Wine, yes. So this little travel sippy cup, it's going to hold 17 ounces of your favorite beverage.
Say what?
17 ounces. Just for the record, a bottle of wine is 25. That's a very generous pour.
Whoa.
The lid pops off. You're going to pour.
Can I try it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the top comes off?
Yep.
Wow.
And then you're going to fill it up with your favorite drink.
Glug, 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 glug. Yes.
Put the lid back on.
All right.
And you're going to do a little lefty-loosey on the top. Drinky, drinky. Righty-tighty. Stow it and go.
Wow.
Yep.
And it stays on and it stays off.
It does.
That's very
It does.
secure. And it's cute.
It's cute.
It's got gripper
And-
handles on it, yeah.
And it's also dishwasher safe.
Even better.
So the silicone sleeve stays on in the dishwasher. Top rack only.
Look
So
how cool
it's-
that is.
So yep, and you could drink with the lid on or the lid off.
Yes, I noticed
It
that.
definitely fits the Florida lifestyle. It's good outdoors,
Oh, this is
patios,
nice.
and it's glass.
That's really
That's the
cool.
other
I love
thing.
the orange.
It's
thing
glass.
to pick up.
So you're drinking wine out of glass and not plastic.
All right, so keeping that theme going, next, this sounds amazing. Tell us about Prosecco Pong.
Okay, so Prosecco Pong is just, it's a take on a beer pong.
Yeah.
So we are playing this at Girls' Nights In, Girls' Nights Out. We are doing this at bridal showers, baby showers, all sorts of
Boys' night
girl
in, boys'
gatherings.
night out.
Boys' night in, boys' night out.
Prosecco is also unisex.
It is, absolutely.
Jeffrey and I can come over.
How about couples night in, couples night out?
Perfect
Yes.
for a game night accessory.
I love this.
Prosecco
So
plum.
it comes with the glasses. It also comes with a cute little pink ping pong. And all you have to do is provide the Prosecco. It makes a great hostess gift, too.
Right, right.
So if you were going to somebody's house and you're like, hey, this would be fun to bring a bottle of Prosecco, bring Prosecco pong.
What a great idea.
Share the bottle,
Yeah.
and then they still have the gift
So
afterwards.
Prosecco is part of your trade, right? You
It
have
is.
something, what?
It is.
What did you share with me earlier?
We always have a bottle cold in the refrigerator at the store.
Okay, what's the address
That's my
again?
girl.
1849 Hillview.
I'm coming,
Good
baby.
to know.
Yes.
Atta girl.
All right, so eyewear I know can really kind of spice up your wardrobe.
Absolutely, especially in Florida. These, this is by Blue Planet. Would you like to try this on?
Oh, well, sure.
So, all made with sustainable materials.
Yeah, baby.
Blue Planet has a buy one, get one program. So for every pair you buy, they donate a pair.
Oh,
which is really, really, really nice. Yes, they come with a case, and their whole thing is visualize change.
Linda, you're rocking
So
those shades.
those look good on you.
Yeah.
UVA, UVB, and a lot of them are also going to be polarized, so that's great for if you're boating or fishing.
Nice, I love this.
yes.
All right,
Yeah.
jewelry. Let's talk jewelry here. You have
Okay.
a very, very interesting line here. Tell us about this.
So this is the Goriana line. This is fabulous because you could wear this necklace. We also have it here in the gold with the turquoise. This is actual genuine turquoise. You could wear this 3 different ways. So you could put it on like this, then you're gonna put the bead up and make it a little Y lariat style necklace. Drop the bead down to wherever you want. You could flip it over, wear it this way, or you could also flip it over and then tighten it, and then it becomes a choker.
That's really cool.
So these all do the same thing, so it's a very versatile piece.
I love that.
And colorful.
That's a great
Very
gift.
colorful.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk handbags now.
Okay.
So you have some really, really interesting ones, and I want to start with this Tyvek material.
So this is, it feels like it's really hard and like papery. It gets very soft and buttery over time. This is great for travel, super lightweight. You could carry this as a clutch. You could carry this with your sunscreen, your toiletries. This bag is so versatile. Sand doesn't stick to it.
Wow.
It's water resistant. It can't be waterproof because it does have a zipper. But it's the #1 selling bag in camo in the store.
That's really
They
cool.
also make
Here,
a very
let's let you,
large tote, which is
Tyvek,
reversible.
Tyvek is officially a paper, though, right?
It
So
is,
It's
and you see it as a building material.
Right.
So yes.
it insulates and wow.
Yep.
And that's turning up in a whole lot of things. We've seen watches made out of them. So this
I've
is
seen wallets, purses. I mean, this is just great. I mean, this is like sand, Siesta Key sand that sticks to everything
Right.
will not stick to this.
Can I just say, travel, lightweight,
Yes.
fabulous.
Oh, yes, that's a great point.
Yes.
These are custom with sayings for the Suncoast. Tell us about this line.
So this is Marcia made it, and she's over in Boynton Beach, and she's awesome. You can have custom made ones. We carry a collection
This
at the
is
store
great.
that save water, drink champagne.
Perfect.
We always, yes.
I'll take that one, please.
We have Life is Better in Sarasota. We also have Siesta Key. You could also custom make these as well if you had a hashtag for a wedding or something or a corporate event. So you could. We've done this for brides before.
Wow.
So those are great
That
also.
would be interesting to do. That's a
great
good gift.
items.
Yeah, these are all great.
And congratulations on your move. I know you've moved to
Thank you.
Hillview. So
Thank you,
people should
yes.
stop in and see you. And like Jeffrey said, you've got a bottle of Prosecco
Right
behind
there.
the counter.
Always, always.
Well, you can find more information from Nicole you can find her online at treatsarasota.com. Stop in. You can find so many great items for yourself or for anyone who's visiting you this spring. Coming up next, we're going to learn how to keep your dogs moving even as they age. Canine Corral is here.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. Today at noon, reaction to voters approving more tax dollars for public schools on the Suncoast. We'll have results also from Longboat Key as well. And talk of a ferry service between St. Petersburg and Anna Maria Island. We'll tell you when the city of Palms Beach plans to talk about this issue. But first, let's talk about the weather. Here's meteorologist John Scalzi.
Radar is quiet at this hour. In fact, not only locally, but across the state of Florida, it's quiet. We are looking for a rain-free day today and for the next several days in a row, actually, but cooler air in place will lead to daytime highs that only top out in the 60s for today, tomorrow, and possibly even on Friday. Nighttime lows will certainly be cool, only in the 40s for a couple of days in a row. Then we start to warm up over the weekend into the upper 70s, and we'll be back into the 80s by the time we hit the beginning of next work week.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles. They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Well, we know that as we age, moving around doesn't get much easier, and that's true for our pets as well. Many dogs have mobility issues that make getting around tough. But Mark Shambor from Canine Corral is here with ways to help our four-legged friends. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
And you brought a special friend who we're going to meet in just a moment. But tell me first, is losing control of leg motion, is that common for a lot of dogs?
It's very common. A lot of people think that it's just with the large dogs because of hip dysplasia. Right. But actually, pugs especially have a high percentage of loss of leg movement. Not necessarily to the point where they would have to have a cart or something like a wheelchair, but it does get to the point where other than supplements, when they don't help, you may have to have some type of an accessory to help them.
Well, speaking of accessories, you brought a friend here. Introduce us to Spencer and tell us Spencer's story.
Well, this is Spencer. I met him on I do a radio thing, and he was one of the dogs up for adoption on the radio show, so the country station. And he was shot with a pellet gun and became paralyzed in his back legs. And of course, being the person I am, I fell in love with him. And I'm fostering him right now. And you know, it's very unfortunate, but on the other hand, there's a lot of people that have helped to take care of getting him to where he is today.
Mm-hmm. He's got wheels.
He's got wheels, and I'll tell you, he's a little nervous today, but he can go.
Yes, of course. You know, when you brought him in, he was scooting around the studio, and just his spirit is not broken at all.
Not at all. You know, having a handicapped dog can be. A lot of people want to be noble and they want to adopt and this, but there is a lot of work that goes along with it. I do have to express his pee because his urine, because he can't go because of his paralyzed legs. So, you know, and that's 3, 4, 5 times a day, and of course the drag bag and getting everything. But the smile that he has is so worth it.
Oh, look
Yes. So, all right, talk to us about how did you get him to walk? Tell us a little bit about the cart that you have here.
Okay. Well, the cart. What I did with that, I put it in there, and we kind of did a little where I threw a treat ahead of him. And with the treat being ahead of him, in fact, we did a little video on it. I kind of said, well, I'm going to get a treat, and then all of a sudden, once he didn't see me, because he fell in love with me, he's just going away. That's his first walk there.
Wow.
And I don't know if I was more excited or he was, but it was really almost like the goosebumps. Here we're at Lowe's. We took him in, and he's actually kind of leading me back out to the checkout. and you know, I dropped the leash, and I just let him go. And you know, it's really heartwarming to see him not even realize that he has a handicap. He plays well with the other dogs.
He doesn't realize either. He really
No.
doesn't as he's running around.
No, you know, I put him in this drag bag, which he can drag himself
Yeah, so this
around.
is another,
I was just gonna say,
another
what is
tool
that?
besides the cart. Tell us about it.
It's not a dress for the dog, like you would dress Lulu out. It is actually a drag bag that goes on the dog, and see how happy he is in the picture there? He drags himself around so he doesn't scuff himself up, because when they found him as a stray, he was reported as an injured stray. He was scuffed up really bad on his hind legs from all the tension of the concrete and stuff. So this saves his paws, and it makes it so he can play with the other dogs. And the other dogs are like, okay, well, whatever it is, I like you.
And you have something over here too. Tell us about the lift harness.
Well, the lift harness, they have, that is where you can actually guide your dog along. Let's say that you've got a dog that's just got some rear leg mobility issues. You can let the dog walk and actually use it as a leash rather than the leash in the front. They also have one like that that goes to the front and the back, and one that goes to the front only. Depending upon the injury that your dog has or the condition your dog would determine if you did the cart. The drag bag is for no mobility at all. But the harnesses are always going to be good for just helping guide the dog along when they just struggle a little bit.
Give them a little extra tug. You're giving them a little extra height.
And I know sometimes getting up for some dogs can be difficult as they get older, and so that's a nice way to just even give them that assistance.
We sell natural supplements at our store, but sometimes it gets beyond that to where you really do have to have a little bit more. You know, it's said that it takes a village to make something happen, and I've got to hand it off to Satchel's Iris with Satchel. She actually saved his life because he was on the euthanization list. And of course, when I met her at the radio thing, I said, well, you know, we could do some cold laser therapy on him, get him mobile, get him a cart, and Walking Pets donated the cart. So a big shout out to them, and I'm telling you, it's like a village getting this all together.
Yes.
It's really awesome.
So much great help, and look at him. He makes it worth it. He might be a little nervous on TV, but he is scooting around, and there's great video on Canine Corral's Facebook page if you want to see Spencer scooting around the Suncoast. Well, for more information about all of your pet needs, including daycare and boarding, you can find Canine Corral on their website, caninecorralsrq.com. Coming up next, a Suncoast art gallery features some big names.
You did good.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Well, we are huge fans of the arts here on the Suncoast, and Chasin Galleries in Sarasota has opened its new location. Our very own Linda Carson went to check it out, and she was there with, you won't believe it, actress and artist Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour's exhibit, along with her sons, was on display last week. Who knew that Jane was an artist? If you missed it, there is still some good news. There's another big exhibit coming. The daughter of Salvador Dali's publisher has brought her Dali collection to Chasin Galleries. You'll be able to meet her March 24th and 25th. Big names in the art galleries and the art scene here on the Suncoast. Check out chasingalleries.com/Sarasota. Well, we're going to check out cake design with Julie DeFonce. We'll be getting some tips on how to make these gorgeous works of art.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, a bombing suspect dead this morning in Austin, Texas. We'll have the timeline of how it all unfolded early this morning. And how often should you check your credit report? We've got that answer, plus some free apps that can help. Right now, though, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at pretty quiet conditions on the Suncoast with a big ridge of high pressure providing us with a northerly wind flow. That's going to bring us rain-free skies, sunny skies for a couple of days in a row, actually for an extended period, almost 7 days, but cooler for several more days until we start to warm up again by the time we get to the weekend. It'll be a breezy day out on the waters, though, and a small craft advisory is up, as is rip current advisories. Northwest wind coming in at about 20 today. That'll make seas high 5 to 7 feet with choppy conditions on bay and inland waters. Our daytime high only tops out at about 68 today.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. And if you love the sun, you're going to love Mobile, where Mardi Gras is king, and the accommodations will make you feel like royalty. You can take a little drive, explore Dauphin Island, or explore the past. We're talking the USS Alabama. Check out these big guns. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Coming up Wednesday at 4, grab your calendars. There's some hot tickets coming up. Get the scoop on the new season at Oslo Rep. From classic dramas to big musicals, plus a few big Broadway names. We'll get an exclusive preview with artistic director Michael Edwards. Southeastern Guide Dogs shows how they change the lives of veterans everywhere with their service dogs. Plus, we preview all the events at the Suncoast County Fair, and Chef Judy introduces us to some new Suncoast restaurants in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with designer Julie DeFonce, and you are going to decorate, and we are going to replicate. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's gonna make their own. So I brought along a top tier of one of my wedding cakes. It's a 6-inch tier, and I wanted to show you how I cut the layers, and yours are pre-cut. So this is a cake leveler, and basically it's 2 wires, and you can set them to any height you want. And this is how you get your tiers level. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how that works. And then this is snacks.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get to eat the mistakes, which
Yeah.
I'm
The weather
excited
muffin
about.
will eat that.
So a lot of my brides and grooms want their guests to have 2 different flavors. So what I do is I alternate the flavors. So if you take the first, everybody's gonna do their own. So if you take your pastry bag and you take the bottom tier, an end, doesn't matter which one, I usually put a little dot there to glue it. Okay.
On the bottom.
On the bottom, in the middle.
Bottom in the middle. Oh,
The bottom in the middle. And there's also a trick with the pastry bag. If you hold it kind of in the middle so it doesn't go that way, you want it just to come out the front. Okay? Now, we're going to make a circle around the outside, and you can hold the pastry bag in one place, and you just turn the turntable like that. Okay? And then I'm going to keep going. So then you just make another circle, and you make a spiral. Okay? And then when you got it sort of filled in, there's a little angled spatula, and you just go over it and smooth it.
So in addition to taste, obviously we want frosting in between the layers. Does this have another purpose?
The frosting in between the layers? Well, it just divides it up, I guess, a little bit. And then you could put different kinds of fillings or frostings. Visually, sometimes, I put fresh fruit sometimes, so you have, when you cut into it, you see different things. Yep, so there you go. So you put the other flavor on top, and then you just do the same thing.
How do you spin and squeeze at the same time? You're spinning and
It's
squeezing.
like tapping your head and rubbing your
Yeah,
head.
I know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It really is. And then you get.
If you can't do it, you can just leave the turntable and, draw the spiral like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's easier, that's
Easier for
that's
me.
okay.
Look, Jeffrey.
You don't want anything to melt. So the butter, if it's cold, and the chocolate when it's cold, it'll stay solid longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
All these little mini things make a big difference for your cake. Wow, who would have thought?
So for the top, when you get to the last layer, flip it so you have the bottom, so it's upside down, so the bottom is on the top.
Can I just say, this is so fun.
I'm telling you, this is exciting.
It's like going to
Kind
summer
of like
camp and
cake
learning
meditation.
something.
Are you going to grade us on how we're doing?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So when you're done, just put a big blob on top.
Oh.
And then we're going to crumb coat it. So
Am I blob enough?
you're blob enough, yeah.
Okay.
So what you do is with your spatula, you take a little bit and you go down the sides. Crumb coating is just to seal the outside of it to make sure that when you put the last layer of buttercream, you don't get any crumbs in the real, in the layer that people are going to see. So it's just to seal it. And
That's a good tip.
Yeah, so at this point, once I would spread it all out and smooth it, I would put it in the fridge for an hour.
Oh my goodness gracious. This is a lot harder than it looks.
And this is only the top tier.
This is, yeah.
Wow.
We have 42 tiers to go.
Wow. So, Julie, as we're starting to wrap up a little bit, if people were interested in contacting you for one of your cakes, how early in advance would they need to get on your calendar?
Right now I'm booking for the fall and winter and spring.
Okay.
So 6 to 12 months at this point.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, you can find out more about Julie's amazing luxury design cakes by going to her website, juliedefonce.com. All right, those two down there are having some kind of fun.
What?
It's pretty good.
Big thank you to Jeffrey and Linda. Great to have you both here.
Happy to be here.
Stephanie will be back tomorrow, and Linda will be back next week. In the meantime, take some time, enjoy the Suncoast view. I'm going for the
And have
mistakes.
some cake.